Hello everybody, my name is Ria Varsami and I'm a shamanic astrologer and tarot reader. In this video, I will be sharing with you astrological information about the upcoming full moon in Taurus that is happening on the 5th of November. So first of all, I want to share that we are right now in Scorpio season. Scorpio season is one of the most transformative seasons we have during the year. It's a Plutonian energy of death and rebirth, a lot of opportunity for us to go deep into our shadows, into our deepest fears, and really find there our light. So this full moon, it happens in the heart of Taurus, 30 degrees of Taurus. And of course, the sun is opposite to the moon as in every full moon. So the sun is on the other side and is in 30 degrees of Scorpio. And particularly this full moon is really interesting because of course connects with the previous new moon we had in Libra and was a lot about closure in relationships, clearing also in relationships, not only closures. And all of these reflections how to give and receive in our world, in our relationships. So this full moon also comes with the energy of grounding, roots, finding security, stability in our life. And of course, whatever we clear in the previous new moon is going to help us to establish this new foundation also in our relationships. And of course, our relationships are really important of how we live our life. They matter in the quality of life we have. So of course, it's going to be a bigger impact on that as well. So at the same time, there is a lot of fogginess, there is a lot of confusion there here in the atmosphere because of Saturn and Neptune being in the last degrees of Pisces. But before I analyze everything for you in this short video, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. If you are not a subscriber, feel free to like, comment on the video, and also feel free to follow me on my social media. I only have Instagram. I deleted Facebook a long time ago, so there I post more things about tarot. I share also some of my art there and write some stuff. So feel free to follow me there as well if you like. I will really appreciate it. Okay. So about this full moon now, we're gonna start a little bit understanding what is the energy of Taurus. From all the archetypes, Taurus is the one that connects really with the earth. So first thing that comes with a full moon in the heart of Taurus, also right in the middle also of Scorpio season, is this natural urge to just connect with nature, like really see where are we coming from, where we belong to, and of course that is nature. So you might have this tendency to spend more time in nature. Maybe you want to start eating more organic food. Maybe you think of planting even your own vegetables at home, creating your own garden. However, you can just feel more connected to the earth. And of course, it's a very grounded, very rooted energy and has to do a lot also with our stability as well. And also Taurus energy, because it's ruled by Venus, also connects with all these energy of Venus that has to do a lot with this kind of elegance, sophistication, all of this pleasure of life also that Venus has there. So also this is the energy. Now this full moon does really nice aspects. That's really good news. So it does a sextile with North Node and trines the South Node. So of course this full moon helps us to really step into our, let's say, into our power, first of all, and second, it helps us really to align with what we're supposed to be doing, what makes us feel happy, what makes us also feel grounded, connected. In addition to this, helps us to release whatever is not serving us anymore. What makes this full moon particularly a little bit like triggering or a little bit difficult is Saturn and Neptune, and these are the two slow moving planets that are both in the last degrees of Pisces, and they are both in retrograde. Saturn is retrograde in the 25 degrees of Pisces and Neptune is retrograde in the 29-42 seconds of Pisces. So I want to especially talk a lot about this in this video because it's super important to understand that. And these two guys are super, super important because Saturn is like really marking the karmic lessons, marking also lots of closures in our lives, and also it's our biggest teacher. It's challenging us in order for us to learn and evolve in our path. Where Neptune is the planet of spirituality, of our intuition, of the invisible world, of the unseen world. So dream world also, and is in an exactly critical last degree of Pisces. So it's really pushing us there to just really like awake to our truth. and they're both in retrograde. And literally from the new year, where both of them will move into Aries. So after the new year, both Saturn and Neptune will move into Aries and start a brand new cycle. And this is really, really important, of course, like starting from scratch, from zero again. But for now, really pushing us to awake. And I feel I will connect this, of course, with the full moon in Taurus, because this awakening also has to do, as I spoke also in the previous video, with fake spirituality, because Neptune is the planet of spirituality. So I really want us to understand what is actually spirituality, what is the truth about that. And of course, beyond that, what is our truth as this human race. All these things that is happening, all this control, they're controlling us with the food, they're controlling us with the technology, with our phones. Everybody's on the phone right now. Like scrolling and spending most of the day. It's almost like an invisible cord from us and to our phone. All of these things, like Saturn and Neptune, are trying to awaken us, and is an energy of Pisces that connects, of course, with our spiritual nature, with our soul. I will put it more like that, with our soul. So it seems like with all this brainwashing we have been all going through, it seems like we're losing our soul. And for me, it's really scary. Like, to be honest with you, I feel people becoming more robotic and more robotic. And I see, when I walk out, I see everybody on the phone. When I go for a coffee, everybody's on the phone. It's scary. It's very scary. And if you just, even if I see for myself how much time I spend on my phone every day, it's just like, yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That's not how supposed we to live. And also living, especially living in like modern cities and stuff like that, which is another story. How unnatural is this for humans to live like that instead of living in nature? And of course, we sacrifice our nature to have more comfort and more pleasure and more like, I don't know, quality life, as they taught us, quality of life. But this is not really quality of life. This is slavery, pure slavery and domestication of the human race. So Saturn and Neptune are bringing these things also. When I talk about awakening, I don't talk about channeling Pleiadians and stuff like that. For me, this is completely nonsense stuff. I talk more about really understanding what is our true nature, our connection with nature, what is going on in this planet, really. Because I think also about fake spirituality, because I have to connect it here, because a lot of people that are awakening and start to see stuff, they're just getting cut to this new age spirituality, which is really making us blind. So it really, oh yeah, toxic positivity, don't see everything is fine, just say some wonderful affirmations and your life will be amazing. It's like, but this way we just don't really see what is happening in the world, and we really have to see the suffering and what is happening. And I just tell you, for example, like the other day I was on the beach, and I was just like, I usually do 1-2 days a week with no phone. So that was my day with no phone. And after a long time, I haven't done this practice, and I was really struggling. And I was like, oh my God, I had this impulse all the time to just go to my phone, and just that was giving me kind of like this sense of like, I'm relaxed, right? Or something like that. So I just noticed that, and how painful it was to be present and just observe and just see what everything is coming around. So I just bring this again because it's so important, because with the phones, they really keep us distracted to see what is happening. And I think literally after COVID, this kind of like boom, like the technology thing was now it's uncontrollable after COVID, because before I think was not that crazy. Not everybody was so much on the phone. So I'm just saying to raise awareness. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm saying I'm also doing it. I'm also using my phone a lot, and I'm trying to do my best to not do it, and putting discipline to myself and try to be in nature most of the time, live there as well. So I'm just trying to raise awareness. I'm not trying to show, like I said, better than others or something like that, right? So this is the Saturn and Neptune in the last degree there of Pisces, and that also makes our dreams to be very vivid, very prophetic, very alive, very like dreams that can give us guidance as well. Now, the ruler of this full moon is Venus, and Venus is in the last degrees of Libra as well, 28 degrees of Libra. And that's what I said in the beginning of the video. In the previous new moon was a lot about closure, was a lot about understanding the patterns in our relationships, and maybe closure some cycles, because are reflections of all these inner patterns we have. So this full moon is kind of like the last chance for us to close these things with 28 degrees of Libra, the last degrees of Libra, that to close these relationships, for good, for forever, and also to really close these patterns, let's say terminate these patterns in ourselves. And it's like, no, I don't want to operate from these patterns anymore. Are not taking me anywhere, are not serving me. Also that, and Venus does really hard aspects under this new moon. I'm not going to go through them, but no, I want to let you know that there's really hard aspects. So really, this relationship thing, it has to clear, it has to get out of our way. Because imagine if we keep putting ourselves in these toxic dynamic relationships, whatever it is, a partnership, friendship, people we work with, it works like a blockage in our flow, in our life. It's like that. So we're really called to really face that. Now I want to talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. Mercury will start its retrograde on the 9th of November until the 29th of November. So it's like literally 20 days of retrograde, but still we are just right before, and we have this influence. Mercury will start being in retrograde in Sagittarius, and then we'll move into Scorpio. So at this time, when we have this full moon, Mercury is in Sagittarius and is conjuncting Mars in Sagittarius also. So Mercury is in 5 degrees and Mars is in 0. And what is very interesting about these two, I will explain to you, is they're both doing an opposition with Uranus in Gemini. I know it sounds like a lot of Chinese, but I will analyze everything for you. I want you to really know also what I'm talking about, the alignments, why I'm saying these things. So again, if you guys remember in the previous video, I talk a lot about our ability to really speak our truth, express ourselves. I talk a lot about women, how suppressed we've been for thousands of years to speak our truth, to express ourselves freely, to dance with no shame, and to all these kind of things. Women have been suppressed. So this particular alignment also now in Sagittarius also brings this kind of new energy, new perspective, new vision. And again, we work again with this throat energy of expression, and of course Mars moving forward, motivation. And this opposition with Uranus, I see it more like cannot really continue again with this old ways. Like we have to really change our vision, change our perspective there with Sagittarius, the archetype of the philosopher. And Uranus also is in Gemini, as we said, like in other videos before, it's changed signs after a long time as well. Change a cycle, start a new cycle in Gemini. So it's a lot about this. It's a lot about this new perspective of how we communicate. Because yes, we've done the work in this previous new moon and also before the eclipse season. We've done so much work with relationships and stuff. And now it's like, how are we gonna speak your truth from now on? And Uranus is like, just don't go back to the way you've been operating until now. Just use your power, use your new vision, use this new perspective, and this way our relationships, all of them, will be more balanced, more harmonious there with Libra. That's what Libra wants to bring. And of course, as I keep saying, that this relationship of course starts with ourselves. So for some of you, it's not going to be a relationship out of you, it's going to be the relationship with yourself, where you have to find this more harmony and balance in you. So then it's going to be also seen in your world. So yeah, if you're feeling a little bit lost, confused, or a little bit like, oh, what's going on right now, just don't worry, because Saturn and Neptune are gonna a little bit kick us there, like for some time until I would say literally it's gonna be until the end of February. But just I know it's too far, right? It's gonna be until the end of February, to be honest, like this kick for awakening. But yeah, for now at least, until the end of this year, it's going to be very strong, yeah. So stay open to these new things, this new information, this new downloads, and 100%, of course, spend time in nature, connect with nature. And I just want to plant this seed for you to really question everything. Just that's my seed. If I want to plant a seed with this video, is to just question everything that anybody or any information you have. And I know now a lot of people use this AI even for all the information. So I would say just question everything you receive as an information, and just ask yourself this question, whatever it is. Like, it's about your food, it's about where you live, it's about how every day operates, everything. Just question everything in your reality. And that's the energy of Saturn and Neptune. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I wish you a beautiful full moon in Taurus. I wish it will bring lots of grounding energy, lots of stability, find this like solid center in us and help us to really move forward and be in our power in the future. Thank you for watching.